Are you a vegan coming to Kauai, or are you coming to Kauai with a vegan? I'm sure they'll let you know. Anna Elison here, Kauai Real Estate Pro. Please subscribe to this, the only vegan-friendly YouTube channel on Kauai.
Come away with Annie to Kauai.
Life is short. Buy the beach house, live the dream. Someone sent me a message asking me if I could put together a list of the best vegan restaurants on Kauai. And I feel like I should say, first of all, that Kauai is very food specific friendly, meaning if you're vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, pescatarian, you're gonna find options on Kauai. You can probably go to almost every restaurant and find a vegan option. In fact, when I was working on this list and thinking about the best vegan options, I thought maybe the only food spot that would not have a vegan option is the musubi truck. But then I remembered that they have a tofu musubi, so they have a vegan option too. So if you're vegan and coming to Kauai, you're gonna have options wherever you go. But these are the ones I've put together as the best vegan options on Kauai. The one I like the most and I hear the most good feedback about from friends and clients is Russell's in Kapaa. So Kapaa is centrally located for almost anyone on Kauai. Depending on the day, it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, it's not open for all three every day, so you'd probably want to look it up online and make sure that it's going to be open for the meal you want when you're going to be there. The food is good, right? There are vegan options, there are gluten-free options, there are vegetarian options, but it is the one that consistently people tell me how much they like it. So number one would be Russell's in Kapaa. And let me also just say, even though I'm listing these in order from 1 to 8, they're really all good options. What I like about Russell's, why I wanted to mention it first, is it probably has the most options, right? So it's not 1 or 2 to 3 or 4 items on the menu. It's almost the whole menu. Number 2 would be Lehia Health in Kilauea. Now, Lehia Health is another great option. It's a plant-based menu. You're gonna find Buddha bowls like Surfer Bowl and Baja Bowl, both are great. They're gonna have vegan tacos, smoothies, just like Russell's. It's a plant-based menu, a lot of good options, really popular, people seem to love it. Number 3, and I got breakfast there today, it's called Nourish Hanalei. Now it's at the very end of Hanalei Plantation Road, which is actually the road just outside of Princeville, so it's not in Hanalei. But if you turn onto Hanalei Plantation Road and drive all the way to the end of it, you'll see it's a deeded kitchen, which just looks like a little building or a little shack with a spectacular view of the Hanalei Valley and Hanalei Bay. And that's where Nourish Hanalei is. Now, Nourish Hanalei is not strictly vegan, but they have a lot of vegan options. They have gluten-free options as well. They are open for breakfast and lunch, not dinner. Some of their vegan options for lunch are a dish called the Hanalei, Kauai Thai, and Kill Caesar. Any of their non-vegan menu items can be tweaked to be vegan. This might be my favorite on the list, which will show you a little bit about my eating habits, but that would be the Holy Grail, and I like the Holy Grail in Hanalei. Now the Holy Grail, it started as a vegan donut truck. So it's a little red truck in the little, as locals would say, lunch wagon spot in Hanalei, but it's the food truck lot in Hanalei, which is right next to the Hanalei liquor store. It's at the very end, open for breakfast, maybe a little lunch hours. But I love the Holy Grail, and they're vegan because instead of using butter, they use coconut oil. When you go to Holy Grail, every week they change their main flavors. Now they have one flavor that will typically be the flavor of the month, but every week they change the flavors of all the other donuts. Now, of course, if you know me, I love all things lilikoi or passion fruit, and they usually have some kind of lilikoi passion fruit option, but they're always delicious, and you can get a sampler and try them all, or just go with your favorites. Holy Grail is also what I like to call gluten light. They're not gluten-free, but they do use taro. Some of it is taro instead of wheat, so it does not have as much gluten as a typical donut. One of the other things I really love about Holy Grail is it's sort of a Kauai/Hanalei success story, right? It started as this little food truck in Hanalei, and then Tony Hawk, the professional skater, discovered it, put a bunch of money into it, and now they're growing and they're opening new locations. There's also a food truck in Hanalei next to the original Chicken and Barrel in Kapaa. There is a flagship store in Honolulu. There's one in Larchmont in LA, Santa Monica, and Long Beach. So if you don't have a Holy Grail yet, it could be coming to you soon. The Palate in Kilauea. This is by the Konglong store in Kilauea. It's a little bit down from it, but the Palate is mostly kind of a wine bar, but there's a lot of flatbreads where they have vegan cheese, and the flatbread can be gluten-free. So if you're vegan and looking for like a meal and not just, I don't know, a kale salad or a smoothie, this is a real option on the North Shore. Now the Palate does not have a ton of seating space. You can make reservations, so if you're here and you want to try it or you want to make sure you get in, I recommend reservations. But that's my vegan friends, it's definitely a go-to, a common place that they eat on a regular basis. Another place you can find around Kauai is a Kauai Juice Company. Most things in Kauai Juice Company, not just the juices, but the treats, meaning the baked goods, are often vegan. Not always, but they've got a lot of vegan choices. So if you're around Kauai Juice Company, their juices are amazing anyways. So it's a good thing to go in and check out and see what vegan options they have that day. Another one of my favorites, which has been on, this is something I love. My niece Veronica would say it's life-changing, but it's made other favorite lists of mine, and that's Trilogy's avocado toast. It's the best. It is the best avocado toast anywhere. Not only the flavors, the texture, the presentation, it's amazing. And if you're on Kauai, you should go to Trilogy in Kilauea and have their avocado toast. Now, they don't have it every day. They have it most of the time, but they're very selective in which avocados they'll allow to be used. And once it's gone for the day. So my recommendation is to go early and experience Trilogy's avocado toast. At Trilogy, they also have a lot of baked goods, and most of these baked goods are vegan. Not all of them, but most of them. If you're looking for some vegan baked goods, this is a good option. Being vegan food, most people either want it, love it, or are not interested in the vegan option, right? Now there is at least one vegan option, well maybe two, because I'd include the Holy Grail donuts in this, but there's another Hawaii classic that is almost always vegan, and that is shave ice. So when you're in Hawaii, if you want to feel extra healthy, when you're eating your shave ice, remind yourself, this is vegan. You can't have the ice cream at the bottom, you can't have the cream top, but you can have some coconut shavings.